If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today's March 17th, 2020, and today is Tuesday morning, so we're still absorbing this coronavirus news, and the markets are still trading based on it, but we do need to know the economic news as well. So starting today at 12 p.m. South African time, out of the European Union, we have a German ZWE economic statement coming out. And then all day today, okay, out of the European Union, there's going to be an economic summit for the European Union to discuss how to deal with this situation with border closings, with, massive malls being closed, retail stores, etc., restaurants, and the word just keeps on going, okay? I know in South Africa, it hasn't become such a major pandemic like the rest of the world, and it should stay that way. But for the rest of the Northern Hemisphere, we're really having a very hard time with this. And lastly, at 2:30 South African time out of the United States, we have core retail sales coming out. Now that's going to be affected as well. I'm not sure if the numbers are going to represent it yet because the effects of the market haven't really seen what the ramifications are. Looking at the markets, we're looking at the Canadian dollar on major resistance against the US dollar as it's also closing its borders to foreigners as well. Now looking at the Dow Jones, it continued to tumble, but the question is whether or not we'll get a short squeeze today after last week's little bit of rally, okay? A lot of roller coaster kind of rides still continue. Now looking at the commodities, gold is pretty much flat and oil bounces just a little bit above $30, but the question is which way is it going next? Now lastly, looking at the stock, still trading with the index. Nothing has changed. We're emotional trading. We're not conscious trading. We're not rational trading right now. So things are still, up in the air on how they'll resolve. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first start here with the GBP USD on a daily chart. And you could see the massive nosedive we had over the couple of last days with the GBP as it's fighting to stay alive right now. We're at that support level, 122.382 right there. So this may be a potential where we bounce. If we do not bounce, if we breach this area, we could definitely see it challenge this 120-ish level once again. Now this event, this coronavirus pandemic is a once in a century, once in a historic event. Okay, so these type of situations are going to create massive panic in the markets, which they have already, obviously, and I've mentioned this before, but don't be surprised if we even break further. That's what I'm really stressing here, is that if the markets continue to make new historic lows, it's normal because this is a historic event. Now looking at the Aussie dollar also, we're at that breakout on the bottom right here. Okay, so if it does continue to break out, and you can see we have all bars, they're not wicks, these are candlesticks, bona fide selling right through support. So if it does break down further, it's normal. Now jumping into the Canadian dollar, we're looking at a monthly chart. Okay, now this is really historic because we haven't been in this area, all right, of 140, 139-ish since August of 2015. Now, this is really important because for two factors. Number one, Canada is getting affected tremendously by the coronavirus, okay? Most reasonably because a lot of Chinese people do have a residency in Canada, number one. Number two, the Canadian economy is greatly dependent on oil, which it has gone down to a minimum, okay? Oil is trading at $30, even broke it yesterday at $29 and just reviving it in after hours trading. And then between the two, okay, also the prime minister's wife got the coronavirus and he was exposed to her. So they're both in quarantine. And I suffice it to say, we're not sure how far this will lead us, okay? The numbers are growing exponentially every single day to the people that are exposed to the coronavirus and people unfortunately dying because of it. So this is wreaking havoc, okay? We have not seen the end of the tunnel. We're not sure where that light is yet, okay? I wish it would be today for all of mankind, but unfortunately it's not there. So the markets are being affected by it. And if you could tell by my voice that I'm a little bit emotional about this, for sure, okay? This is really something that's scary. okay, because it is a pandemic. So like I said before, if we do break above this 140-ish level, we could see it being in the 146, 149-ish level if that continues to break down. Now jumping into gold, unchanged here, 1488, just challenging these areas, just continue to sell off. If we look at oil as well, bouncing above this $30 range, but there is a resistance, 30.75, so just be aware of it. And if we do break further, we don't have historic charts because this is a monthly contract, okay? But I believe the low was $24 in 2015, okay? So be aware that we can hit that without a question if these quarantines are not as effective and the numbers still continue to rise. Now jumping into the Dow Jones, we've actually changed the contract here to a June contract. It's trading right now 21,000. So looking at this Fibonacci, we're trading right smack in the middle of this area. Okay, nothing to really write home about. All right, we're still in that smack in the middle. If we were closer to this area and look more of a short, but if we were closer to this area, okay, I would look even to buy it. However, if it does breach 20,000, okay, if it does break below 20,000, which it may, okay, we're only 1,000 points away, and lately we've been trading in the thousands, okay. If we do breach that, then we could certainly see it go back to 18,300, and we haven't been in those areas since 2016 when Donald Trump was elected into office. So that is massive, okay? So just keep aware that the potentials are still there, the possibilities are still there. Looking at the stocks, they're still trading with the index, nothing really changing there. Facebook down to 144, Apple down to 239, back to its lows. Amazon trading a little bit stronger than its lows, but still close to it. If we look at some of the bigger stocks, the bricks and mortars, like the banks, looking at JP Morgan, close to its lows at $88 a share, and Microsoft on its dead lows. Okay, so things are taking their rotation. Instead of going up like we were 2 months ago, we're actually going down. Okay, and things are taking their rotation. So just be aware that the stocks are still trading with the index and we're breaking lower. I wish everybody a great trading day. I wish you good health and God bless. Thank you.